Hey everyone, Darth Jar Jar here. I know it's been a little while since I posted my last video, a few months. Sorry about that. I did take a bit of a break from the game, and I've been back for a little while, but I decided I wanted to play it a bit more casually instead of, spending pretty much all my free time on it. I thought it was a bit of a time sink. So, anyway, I am back now. I'm not going to be making videos as frequently as I was before, most likely. Maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, something like that. It'll mostly be based on what you guys want, what I hear on YouTube comments, what I hear on Twitter. So just let me know in the comment section below or on Twitter what you'd like to see in terms of videos for the future. But without further ado, let's get to the content of this video. So today I'm going to be going over a 12 Green Grand Challenge run with the deck you can see on the side there. It's a 3 Musketeer cycle deck. Without further ado, let's get into the gameplay. It was a 12-1, and the first thing we're going to be watching is analyzing the game that I lost to see if I could have done anything better. So without further ado, let's get into the game. Looking at my starting hand, it does look like I didn't have the best starting hand. I didn't have a pump, and I kind of had an awkward situation where I had to punish his pump. He did have a pump in his starting hand. I did go in the Battle Ram minion to push, which is something I like to do, but here, I think I'm going to make a mistake by playing my knight. I think I should just let that baby dragon go in terms of trying to gain an elixir advantage. Not necessarily, stopping the baby dragon isn't necessarily as important as keeping that elixir advantage long term. Here, I think instead of trying to punish the Battle Ram, because he just loses his lightning, it might be wise for me to actually try to play my 3 Musk, maybe get a split push going, just because I can't just let him get away with lightning my pumps over and over again. Like, you can see this is a common theme throughout the match. He plays a pump, and then he lightnings my pump, and he's building up a huge elixir advantage right here. So here I probably finally forced it to play my 3 Musks. I am going to. I think this is the next mistake is I think I need to play that 3 Musks on the same side. I think I need to play all my 3 Musks on that right side, knowing that he has lightning out of hand. But now, again, knowing that he just used his lightning, yeah, I don't know. I think actually I lost that game before because if we go back to that moment before, remember that moment back before? I mean, it just got snowballed from there. He got a big elixir advantage, and so I think the key moment right there is I'll actually go back and look, point it out again, kind of pause it there. But the key moment was when he built up the big snowball, and I did not play all my 3 Musks on the same side, taking advantage of the fact that he had just used his lightning. So, but really, I mean, the starting hand wasn't in our favor, but I think we still could have played better. I don't know, maybe we could have at least not gotten 3 crown there. That was a bit embarrassing. But anyways, yeah, you can see I do get a bit of punishment off, but it's just really not enough. I mean, he just builds up such a big elixir advantage. But here, it's coming up. I'm going to go to 1 time speed. Here, so he literally just uses lightning on my pump. So I think what I need to do here is, especially once I see the giant being played, I need to play all my 3 Musks in the same lane. I can always protect it if he cycles back to lightning with the Battle Ram, but I think I need all those 3 Musks, especially knowing that I'm behind an elixir. I think I kind of need the firepower to chew through this push. Instead, I split 2 to the other lane, which I really do not think is a wise choice looking back on it. So well played there. Actually, his characters are hidden on Android, it looks like, but well played to this person. Totally demolished me. Yeah, that's what I think I could have done better there. Just some minor things, but really those minor things can make a big difference in the match. The next match we're going to be taking a look at here is actually a mirror match, and it's another 3 Musk player. I know there's a lot of 3 Musk going on right now, so if you're going to be playing 3 Musketeer, you have to know how to play the mirror matchup. And I think I actually had an inherent disadvantage here, given that he had the mirror on his pump. So when I played pump and he played pump, he can then mirror his pump, force me to attack him, which is really important in the 3 Musk matchup. However, I was able to still pull this out in a very close game. I think you guys will enjoy it and learn from it. So gonna head in. We'll actually play this at 1 time speed, I think. So the 3 Musk mirror matchup is very interesting, so I can kind of dissect it slowly here. But anyways, we're going in for the elixir pump. We're obviously both gonna play it if it's in our starting hand in the center, in case our opponent has something like a rocket. Give the thumbs up there as we're waiting. But anyways, so I'm gonna play the knight here. I think knight in the back is my best play. He's gonna play the miner. Night Witch. Minions, a great counter to Night Witch. One of the reasons I like including in my deck is a cheap counter to the Night Witch, and the goblins just destroy his miner. So that was a good play. I think about playing the Battle Ram. You can see I'm hovering it, but instead I see my Elixir Pump's the next card, so I'm going to play my Ice Spirit down to cycle to it. And really the Bandit, you can see, is great on offense, but not too great on defense. Just gets absolutely demolished in a one-on-one with the Knight there, even with the tower shooting the Knight. I do leak some Elixir here, but I eventually decided to play my Knight down. He pumps up again, and at this point I'm like, wow, this guy just mirrored his pump. I leak a bit more, so kind of ill-advised there, but I am trying to build up a big push. I get the Battle Ram down maybe a bit late, but look at this value zap there. You always want to be looking for value zaps and logs against, especially in a 3 Musk mirror match. Whoever can get good zaps and logs off often wins the game. You can see I zapped all 3 of his Musketeers and his Elixir pump there, denying I think it's 1 or 2 pumps, so that was nice. The Ram comes in, I play the Miner and the Goblin the Knight and the Goblin stop the Ram, get in the Bandit's way, does a decent job, though I think the Ram did do some death damage on the tower. Now I'm going to pump up again. Notice how, though, he has a huge pump advantage just because of that mirrored pump. And he's going to mirror it again, I believe. Oh, actually, he's not going to. If I were him, I would have mirrored. Wow, he leaks a lot. But I think if he had mirrored his pump, he might have been able to win the game. Anyways, he does decide to play those 3 Musketeers. And see, now I have a good, decent advantage because he's attacking into me. Last time I was attacking into him, so he can get a positive Elixir trade there. This time I can get a positive Elixir trade since I'm the one defending. And you can see the key is I place on both sides tanks. So I placed on that time I placed the Knight on the right side and the Battle Ram on the left. You want to get tanks on both sides. Meanwhile, his Bandit connects on the left side. It looks like he's getting a huge advantage here. You can see just because he gets so much more Elixir, it was really tough. I think at this point I really thought I was going to lose, but I just split my 3 Musketeers in the back to defend, zap that Night Witch and Musketeer, and then the Miner comes in for him as well. He barely saves his Musketeer, and I have to again play the defensive Battle Ram, but I barely played too late, but his Musketeer gets taken down anyway. And I'm coming in with the Bandit Battle Ram push, and I get a well-timed zap off to let my Battle Ram connect with the tower, but meanwhile, the Bandit connects on the right side. So really just a lot of chaos here. And here, this is kind of a pivotal moment in the game. I recognize it's sudden death, and I have to play all 3 Musketeers on the same side, as you can see. And I really needed that. If I hadn't played those 3 Musketeers on the same side, the Battle Ram would have connected. I could not afford the death damage coming in. So I play that down, I play my Goblins down, he zaps, and I barely distract those Barbarians with the Goblins, and the tower is so low, but at this point I realize I have to go all in. I go in with the Battle Ram, cycle to my zap, and I zap whatever he puts down, which ends up being the Bandit, and I win. Barely with the Battle Ram connecting. So really interesting game there. It was kind of just back and forth. He had a huge Elixir advantage for a while, and then I was kind of able to mitigate it, hold off the waves. You saw good examples of being keen of using the Battle Ram on defense as well as offense there, and be knowing when to go all out on your last push, and also knowing when to put all 3 Musketeers on the same side. So that is a great example of when it's pretty much necessary to put all 3 Musketeers on the same side to stop that Battle Ram from connecting. So I hope you learned some from that mirror match. The final game we're going to be looking at today is an extremely close one against a giant graveyard poison user, which I got off to a bad start and was able to make a comeback barely and finish him off. So let's get into the game. You'll notice this deck does have some decent graveyard counters in goblins and minions, but it's actually kind of hard to stop graveyard poison. You kind of need to save the Knight for it at times, just because goblins and minions die so easily to poison. You can see there I misplaced my Elixir pump. I usually place it in the center, as you saw before. Just my finger kind of slipped there and made a mistake. Knowing this, I do want to get the Knight out onto the giant to chip at him. I think this could be a mistake here. Actually, I think I should have waited until the giant had been in tower range. You can see the giant is frozen by the Ice Spirit outside of tower range. And I don't think that's really optimal here. He gets the big giant graveyard poison connection here, and I don't really have anything in hand to stop it. Maybe I should have cycled to my Knight sooner. That's another thing I could have done. But either way, this doesn't end up going well for me. My tower is gone. I do get the pump up, but really it's not looking good so far. A terrible starting push for me, and well played by someone whose name I can't read. But it's a really nice play there. I do end up zapping the Night Witch as soon as the bats come out, but he does a nice job getting those skeletons down in time. And really, really tough so far. I mean, I am up slightly in Elixir because of the pump I have down, but I mean, being down a tower is a pretty big deal, but we'll see. We'll see how I'm able to come back from this. I do end up this time, since I know he has poison, I put my knight down on the graveyard, and I put my minions down on the giant. I zap the graveyard once the skeletons start to build up, because I don't want him to be able to graveyard poison so easily. So that's why I didn't use my minions on the poison. I used it on, sorry, my minions on the graveyard. I used it on the giant instead. That my battle ram does end up connecting. I wanted to kind of not let those troops go to waste that I wanted to tank for them, the ones that had just been defending. It's a close decision. You could let them go also, but I thought I kind of wanted to get a battle ram in front there. This time he decides to slow push with the giant, and so I'm going to build up a 3 Musketeer push, as you guys know. We'll split them. We'll obviously have to tank for the right side as well. You always want to try to tank for both sides of a 3 Musketeer split push whenever possible. He does a nice defense over there though, but he does spend a lot of elixir, so I'm kind of trying to drop some troops here on defense strategically. I think he makes a mistake here by dropping the giant at the bridge, and I'm going to try to capitalize on that. I'm going to throw the battle ram in. I think maybe the battle ram there was a mistake, but anyways, the battle ram does connect, but I see, here's where you have to be smart. You see, I zapped, but I see I'm leaking a bit. I'm deciding, and I'm like, okay, I have to play my 3 Musketeers at the bridge. I know his only spell is poison. I play the 3 Musketeers at the bridge. They almost take out his tower, and barely with 2-1, and I barely take out his tower at the last second. And really, I just have the momentum from here. But anyways, the lesson from there is you got to try to give your all. Again, recognize when it's an all-in moment. Sometimes you got to put your 3 Musketeers at the bridge, especially when their only spell is going to be poison there. I mean, you're going to want to go for those all-in moments pretty frequently. I mean, poison, the thing about poison is it does fully counter 3 Musketeers, but it takes a long time, right? So it's not going to immediately kill them. And so if you place the 3 Musketeers at the bridge and they don't have much elixir left, as he did not have much elixir left since I had just been pressing him hard, keeping the pressure on, because I had my elixir pump earlier and he overextended with that giant. He lost the elixir lead. I knew it. I put the 3 Musketeers at the bridge. Sometimes you got to go all in, and it pays off like that time. You can see I finished the game off, but really once I got that momentum going from that taking that tower down with the 3 Musketeers, that was the end of the game. It was a very close game. That mess up at the beginning almost cost me, but really was able to make a good comeback there. Anyways, I hope you learned a lot from this video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and again, let me know if you have any ideas for future videos. I'd like to apologize, I guess, one more time for not uploading for a while, but I really hope you enjoyed it and it helped. Thanks.